Hi everyone, it's Christine Josty of Mail Something Pretty, and today I wanted to show you how to make these little desktop calendars, post-it note holders, pen holder. Kind of adapted them to suit your needs. So I'm going to show you, this was a club project, so for those who missed club this month, I'm going to show you how to assemble them. And for those who are just watching, I will show you how to measure and score and create your own. So they're kind of fun. All right, so we will start with just a regular sheet of cardstock. I am using Night of Navy, and I'm going to use my paper trimmer and scorer, and I will put these directions on my blog so you can hopefully read them a little bit better. This is a little bit kind of messy, but our card base, or not card base, rather the base of the post-it note holder desktop calendar will be 4 1/4 by 11, so it's just half sheet, and then we are going to score it. I have all these measurements here, so take out my extender. All right, so we will score it at 4 1/8, 8 1/4, 9 1/4, and 10 1/4. There are a lot of different versions of post-it holders, desktop calendars on the internet, on Pinterest. And so I had made one last year that's on my, you can find it on my YouTube channel, that was very popular. And so I kind of adapted this one, and then I wanted there to be like a post-it note holder or post-it area, but I also wanted to be a pen. So you'll see we make this little pocket for a pen, so it sits in there really nice. And so there are some there that use 12 by 12 paper, so it's not as readily available. So I made my own. All right, so the pocket, let's see, is 3 1/2 by 6 3/4. Oh, let me put that back out. So 6 3/4 by 3 1/2. Just double check. Yep. And then we will score this at a 1/2 inch. There we go. 1/2 inch. 1. Four. Yep. I just want to make sure I'm reading the right one. Sorry. So 1/2 inch, 1 inch, 4 3/4, and then this is actually every 1/2 inch. It's 5 1/4, 5 3/4, and 6 1/4. Okay, so those last ones is 4 1/2 inch segments. Oh, and then we're going to flip it, and then we're going to score on this side at 2 1/2 and 3. Okay, so that's done with the, let me put this aside. So hopefully you can see with the score marks, there's 2 1/2 inch segments here, and there's 4 1/2 inch segments here, and then there's 2 1/2 inch segments there. And so some of these, we're going to cut all these little squares. We're just going to cut them right off. So these 8 squares come off, and then these 4 squares come off. Okay, so then your piece is going to look like that. All right, and so here are our 2 pieces, the base that has the score marks and the pocket. And I'm just going to show you, I actually already cut the pieces I'm going to use for decoration. I'm going to go there. But this is new paper. It's called, what is it called? Well Suited. So it's in the new catalog that comes out that starts on January 4th or 5th of 2021, and it goes with a stamp set and a die set that called Well Suited, that makes I'm gonna say menswear, but I've seen a lot of adaptations. So it makes kind of like a suit and a tie, that kind of theme. But I've seen people kind of turn those dies, they're really cool, into like doctor scrubs and nurses jackets and army jackets. You're gonna see on Pinterest, there's tons and tons. But this is the paper that goes with it. And so as you can kind of see with the paisley and the checks, it does kind of look like ties. But I love Night of Navy. And so I just really liked the paper. So I just started off with the paper with my pre-order, and then I did the, so this is what we're making with them. So just wanted to kind of give you a little preview of the paper, but I really like it. And it, you know, as you'll see, it's not just for suits and ties. You'll see it for a lot of different things. Okay, so, but these two pieces of paper, let's see, are, this one I just called the backdrop, so I'll come up with the name, but I have a 4 by 3 7/8, and then this piece here is 3.5 by 2 3/8. Again, I'll put them nicely typed on my blog for you, and I'm just going to glue them before I even before we do anything with them. I think it's just easier to put on there. So that goes there. My score lines are right underneath here. And then this one. Now, if you want my pen holder is on the right side. I'm right-handed. But if you wanted your pen holder to be on this side, just flip it that way. Okay, it doesn't really matter which side your pocket for your pen is. All right, and that fits right in there. Okay, so now we're going to use some tear and tape, and I'm going to put it on this and this one. So every other here, and then I just have to remember, make sure I do it in the right spot. Yeah, that one, and then this one. And this one. I didn't bring, I usually have an extra one up here that already has that on there, and I left downstairs. Okay, so this is where you're going to put tear and tape for your pocket. So on the outside, and the middle here, the outside and the outside. And we will first start by folding in this one for the pen, little pen holder. So this, I find it easy if you flip it around. And I'm going to match up this edge with a score line, kind of like that, and then roll it. Hopefully, so then you get a pretty good square. I'll just take my scissors to press it down. So that makes that pocket. And then same on this side, actually, that will turn in like that, and so we're going to press that to the paper, and this one is going to come up. So I found, you take, sometimes I have trouble taking the stuff up, and I don't know if you can see cuts all over my hands. So they're not working quite right. So I'm going to kind of fold this up. Actually, I'll just do one side at a time. Fold that side up. Fold this side up. And if you didn't put your tear and tape all the way to the edge, just use a glue dot to hold it down. And I'll take this one off. This tear and tape is good, but I have so much trouble getting this little strips off. Okay. So then we're going to come over here and I'm going to place it hopefully evenly. I have a little edge here and here with the designer paper and a little bit on the bottom. And again, you can take your scissors to press it down, or actually you can put your fingers in that one. Okay, and so now we'll just fold this like an accordion, like that. And this one gets folded down. And then you can either, if you want to tape it so you have a seam on the outside, or you can put it so the seam is on the inside. I'm going to do mine so the seam is on the inside. So I'm going to put tear and tape. So here, so kind of, I'm seeing the good side. Oops. Oh. It's sticking to me. I'll just put a little edge here since I ripped it. Okay. You can also use glue, but I thought I would use the tear and tape. I thought it would be easier for the camera, but sometimes with the glue, when you're doing the 3D projects, you really kind of have to hold them for a few minutes. Okay, so again, that's an accordion style. So I'm going to have that folded down, and then I'm just going to fold this way, almost like closing a book, and then I know it's flat, and then I squeeze, and then you go. So you can kind of see that's what it looks like. My little pen holder's right here, pocket, and it just stands like that. So because we are putting a Post-it pad inside, it gets a little top heavy, like it can tip. So I just find if you just kind of flatten out this part, then it sits nice. But the fold is not, the fold is helpful for putting it together, but for the Post-it note part, it helps with the stability. All right, so for you actually have a choice. I used a calendar on this one. I have no affiliation with this company. Someone told me about it. I used it and they work out pretty good, called Taylor Expressions. They're just the mini tariff calendars. You can use any company. I think these are, what size are they? Excuse me. They are 3 by 2 1/4. Or if you don't want to use a calendar, you can, I just put a little label on it, so then that can be used year to year. And obviously you can just put a new calendar on each year too. As you tear off the papers, you're going to get to the end. You can always just put a new calendar on, or use a tag. So I just used, again, you can use the tear and tape to put on your calendar. For the club members who are watching, you have a choice to use your calendar just like I'm doing here, or you can put this calendar I included in on your desktop calendar we made last year if you wanted to reuse that one, and then you can just put some sort of tag or label or something on this one. So I measured it so that you have just a little bit of a border on the top and the bottom. That's why your border is a little bit wider on the sides, but I like being able to see it. And then lastly, the pen. So for the club, sorry I didn't include a pen. I went to 3 stores and I couldn't find them. They are RSVP pens, Pentel RSVP. And I'll show you, and I included in your little packet a piece of paper. So the pen paper is 1 1/4 by 3 1/4, and I'll show you how to put it in your pen. I'm sorry, I tried to get it. I just unscrew this piece and then take whichever, do the brighter color, whichever side you want, and then just tightly roll the ink part of the pen around so it gets like that. Sometimes this pops off, just put it back on. And then you just insert it back. I like to try to put the seam where the writing is on the pen, because sometimes it just gets lost. So you don't see the seam. And then I just take tweezers and kind of poke it down a little bit further. And then you just put this back on. So then you have a decorated pen. Actually, this is the one we just made. And then put your Post-it note holder. Some of the other little notebooks, they're little notebooks and they're a little taller. They fit in here too. Okay, so there you go. Let me show you this one too, so you can see the one with the tag and the one with the calendar. Just take this piece off to January. And there you go. There's a fun little project. Little nice little gift, or put on your own desk, because I know I'm always looking for a pen and a Post-it, so this will be right on my desk. All right, thank you very much for watching. I'm Christine Jossi of Mail Something Pretty. Be sure to check out my blog, mailsomethingpretty.com. Sign up for my YouTube videos and be in touch. Sign up for my mailing list so you can get my weekly updates on everything paper crafting. All right, thank you very much and Happy New Year. Bye-bye.